This week's question raises an important consolation for you and for I. You guys know that one of my enduring questions is God really who he says he is? And today's question has to do with a passage from the Bread of Life discourse in which Jesus says that no one can come to the Father unless the Father draws them to himself through me. And people say, well, doesn't God want everyone to come to him? And why would Jesus say that only certain people will come to him? And it's important, as always, to understand the context in which Jesus makes that statement, because he just doesn't make that statement out of the blue, but he is addressing a very common misunderstanding about himself in the course of making that statement. Um, in this part of the Bread of Life discourse, the people are asking themselves, well, how can he say that I am the bread come down from heaven? And they go on to say, well, wait a minute, don't we know this guy? Isn't this the son of Jesus and Mary? And we see in other passages in other gospels that Jesus dealt with this misunderstanding during his entire earthly ministry. When he went home to Nazareth, the people of Nazareth asked the same question. After Jesus finishes proclaiming the coming of the kingdom of God in the synagogue in Nazareth, all of the people are in this giant dispute over, well, who is he saying that he is? I mean, isn't this Jesus? Isn't this the carpenter's son? Isn't this the kid that brought us our new dining room set when his father made it for us? And now he's coming to us saying that he's the Son of God? How can this possibly be? And so again and again and again, Jesus reminds the people that he is the fulfillment of the Father's promise, that he is the fulfillment of God's covenantal promise to the people of God, that God made the promises at the moment of creation, that this world is his world and we are his beloved sons and daughters. And, centuries after the law was given, centuries after the prophets were sent to remind the people of God our Father's faithfulness to his promises in the covenant, Jesus himself is the faithfulness of God to the covenant in the flesh and in his person. And so that is what Jesus is telling the people, that he is the means by which God the Father's faithfulness to his promises will be fulfilled. And specifically, in regard to the Eucharist, he says, I am the bread that comes down from heaven. It is I who create the means of your salvation. It is I who creates the means by which you are restored to the original dignity, the original integrity, the original holiness, justice, intimacy, and love with which you were created. So, bearing all of these things in mind, let that be your prayer this week. Lord, strengthen my confidence that you are who you say you are. I am who you say I am. And Lord, let me go forward living the life that you created me to live.